Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to build a plugin for Claude Code. I have this plugin guide here that you guys can download. The information is going to be in the description. It's going to be actually this page here, alphastack.fun/build-claude-plugin, and that'll give you this document. And the point of this document is so that you can build a plugin for whatever you want. And here's an example of something I'm going to build in this video. The point of this is so when you have a website, it's kind of annoying having to like screenshot and type and blah, 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 blah. So I've made this so I can like draw, so I can draw on this, like circle this, and then I'll say something like the header, the hero section is really boring. I want you to make something way more interesting. Okay, and then click wrap up. So this is just a plugin, right? So this is going to feed directly into Claude. So it's going to go from here into here. Okay, you can see it's doing stuff now. So that is a plugin. I'm going to show you how to build that in this video. I hope you like it. Please like and subscribe if you like this video, and I'll see you in the next section. Good luck. Okay, so I am in the Claude plugin guide, the thing that you can get, by the way, from going to my website. You can download it from here. And this is the guide. So what this is essentially a template that you guys can drop into Claude Code and make your own plugin, okay? And I'm showing you this first because this is kind of the three main major steps that you're gonna have to understand. The first one is are the slash commands, okay? So Claude reads this file as a step-by-step instructions. So what this does is it's the actual like brains that Claude is looking at. The next one is the MCP Server. This is essentially like a directory that Claude is looking at to understand where the tools are. So do something, get something. So maybe take a screenshot or turn on the microphone or something like that. This is just registering the tools. And then this is feeding into the actual app logic. And so when you register, this then points at this, so the app logic. This is where you have all your actual code. This is kind of the bulk of the muscles, you know? So browser automation, servers, database queries, all that kind of stuff. So this is the major flow that you're gonna have to follow. And I'll show you next the actual file folder structure. It might help you. Where is it? Right here. Okay, so this is mirroring what I just said. So here is the marketplace. So this is what Claude is looking at just to know the name of your app. Here is the plugin folder, and it needs to be in this file structure like this, right? So the actual plugin stuff is inside of a folder called plugins. You have the Claude plugin. This is giving Claude the identity, the MCP server config. This is the kind of telling Claude where to look. Here's all your slash commands, your skills. So commands and skills are similar, but not exactly the same. The agents, and so this is kind of like if you wanted to, you can add a sub-agent definition. So maybe you wanted like a research agent and I don't know, an artist or something like that. And then finally, the SRC. This is the actual kind of logic that you're going to be using. All right, anything else I should show you here? So the slash commands, this file that you can download, it has everything you're gonna need. So it goes over the manifest file, so this is what Claude is looking at. It's gonna go over the bootstrap pattern. This is so Claude can install anything it needs to run these things, so through npm. The slash commands, like I said, this is the brain. This is what Claude is actually looking at. So it's important, we should stop here for a second and look at this. So this is YAML. You need this at the top. This is what Claude knows to look at in order to kind of trigger its thinking in the right place. Then the other stuff is just essentially a prompt, right? So the name of your plugin, what you're expecting it to do, so like a basic description, the steps it should follow, and the rules it should follow. So you can see here, this is quite generic because the plan I'm giving you guys is for any plugin, okay? I can quickly show you the one I'm building today. Let me just scroll down to that. So you can see this follows the same structure, but what I'm looking for here is my, let me look for it. Here we go, it's this stuff here. So this is what I was just talking about, the actual brains, okay? So when I run this command here, the slash command, it goes through these steps. So in the one I'm doing, it's going to first detect the dev server, it's going to analyze all the routes, it's going to call start review session, it's going to inject stuff. So I'll show you my actual plugin I'm building, but I wanted to give this as an example of what the brains would look like. You can see pretty much what it's doing is just coordinating different files and different calls. So here's all the different calls, like this one is for using Chrome, so navigate, insert the JavaScript tool, create snippets, all that. So this is the brains. Okay, going back to this file, The next thing you're going to want to know is the MCP server. Where is that? Skills, MCP server. So this is just, like I said, it's telling Claude where to look for these plugins or for these tools, okay? So you can see this is the plugin that we just set up, and then it's looking for certain tools. So the tool definition is here, what it's going to be taking in, what it's going to be pushing out, all that good stuff. And the final thing that we need to discuss here is the actual, the tools, right? So this is what a tool looks like. Here's a handler in the package JSON. All right, and then this is kind of what I explained before, but this is the flow. So the first step would be the user types in this command. So, you know, your plugin and then the command. So in mine, it's like, I forgot what it was. Anyways, you type in the name of the plugin and then the command. Then it's going to be running those slash commands, the things I told you about, the step-by-step, the brains. Then it will actually start these things, so starting to call those tools, and when it calls those tools, it goes into this app logic. Okay, so let's see. Let's actually start building so you can see what it looks like in process. So here's actually, first I'll show you this plugin. So when we're talking about plugins, I'm talking about these. Okay, so for example, here, we're going to be adding from GitHub. Okay, later I will be able to drop in my GitHub and the repo, and then I'll download and install this tool. Okay. Or you can upload through a plugin, so this would be a zip file. And then there's also these official plugins here. So all of these are doing different things, like, so let's see, good one. So code review, so it's actually going to use multiple specialized agents to create confidence-based scoring, which is pretty cool. So again, these are different plugins that Anthropic has made, and essentially right now, I'm going to show you how to make your own one through GitHub. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is, all right. Oh, by the way, this is just the old thread I was using, so just ignore this stuff. It's just saying, hey, you're ready to build whenever you want, okay? So let's do it. All right, I'm ready to build. Here is the build guide you should follow. So let me drop that in right here. This is the repo that we're looking at right now, by the way. And I'm going to drop that in right here. Oh, actually, let's add it in this way. Okay, there we go. So we have the build plan, the thing I just showed you before. The build plan is this. So it's the complete, like I'm giving you guys a template. This is what you can download here. Essentially, I have just taken that template and I've fleshed it out. You can see here's all the files. It even has the code for these files. So everything's in here, and Claude can put it together quite quickly and easily. So I have that. I also have this thing here called the settings.local.json. Let me show you what that looks like. So this is just to save myself some time. But inside of that folder is this stuff, okay? And all it is just saying, hey, Claude, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. Essentially everything that it's going to try to do, it's going to ask you, hey, can I do this? And by putting these all in now, I can just skip that step. It just does it all automatically, which will save me time. But you don't need to do that, but I like to. All right, so we have everything, and let's go. So I'm going to go to Claude. I'm going to click Go. All right, and this is going to take a long time. There's a lot of stuff to do here. I'm not going to make you guys wait through the whole thing. I'm just going to pause it. But as it's saying here, let me explore the current state and understand. So what it's going to do is it's going to look at this. It's going to see it's empty. It's going to see these two files, and it's going to start to build. Okay, so I'll let that cook and let that build, and then when it's done, we can have a look. All right, so that took about 30 minutes, but it is now done. And here's an overview of what it built, you know, all from the build plan. First are the config files. We talked about these. Second are the state files, bridge files, MCP server files, panel UI files, and test files. Okay, so these first these here, these are all things we discussed before when I was talking about how Claude code needs the plugin to be structured. This UI panel, this is the actual thing that I'm building. So it's like, the idea of this, by the way, is you have a project and you need to do feedback. And so you'll tell Claude, hey, I want to start feedback. It'll open up the browser with your project, and then it'll have like a little floating box that'll allow you to circle things and talk directly to the window, and then that'll go into Claude. So that's the theory, at least. And let's see if it works. And so here's the steps to install. So I showed you this before, but what you're going to have to do to install a plugin is first I'm going to copy this. Go to plugins. These are all the Anthropic ones, but I'm going to install from GitHub. So I paste that in, click sync. And if it was all done correctly, it should actually install. Boom! All right, so now we have the feedback pilot plugin installed. well, inside, but then you have to install, which is going to do the npm install, kind of install everything. So first it's going to ask you if you want to grant access to everything, and so we do, because at least for this plugin I built, it needs access to a lot of things, like the ability to use MCP, the ability to use audio. So yes, I'm going to say continue. And then that's it. And if I click manage, you can see here's all the different things. Well, it has review, but inside of review has a bunch of stuff. So the commands are all here. The connectors are here. Okay, so now let's see if it all works. So I'm going to go back to this one. And I think we can just type in this right here. So I just did these ones here. So I opened the settings. I installed through the GitHub, and I clicked install. And now I'm going to run the / command. Okay, so do open any project. Yeah, so I think I can just do it in this one. There is I built in a test. You can see here, it's automatically filling that all in. I built in a test page, and so it should be able to do this. Let's have a look. So this is the command, and as long as my internet is working, it should run. Let's hope it does. All right, so I restarted Claude. I think it was not able to see this. So let's go to feedback pilot. After you install a skill, I think you have to restart it so that the Claude Code program can actually see it. So hopefully now, you can see before it was saying unknown skill, unknown skill. Hopefully now it will actually see my skill and start to trigger things. Cool, there we go. So / command is working, blah, 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 blah. And so now it's actually going to start to do the stuff it needs to do. Okay, so you can see it's saying Node dev script. This is because in this program, I haven't actually built anything. It's just the plugin. And so I've actually built in a test page for this situation. So like it says here, local host, port test is the right choice, and it's going to run all this stuff and open that in my browser here. So let's have a look, see if it works. There we go. Okay, it just opened up this, this window here. You can see this is the MCP extension from Claude. It's opened up these windows. There's a test app. The next thing it should happen is have a little pop-up here, which is my actual tool. Let's have a look. So it's saying page loaded. Cool. So everything's going well there. There you go. Boom! And this should allow me to draw on the page. Look at that. So cool. So done drawing. I could even record. This one. Hello, Claude. This is your master. Please make this page black and white. And let's see. So I should be able to click wrap up, and it should extend or send that to the actual chat. Oh, it's waiting for me to say something. There we go.
Hey, welcome to Feedback Copilot. I'm ready to review the test page with you. Take a look around and tell me what you think.
All right. Cool. So anyways, that's what I was building. You guys can build whatever you want. This is just an example of what's possible. And remember, if you want to do this yourself, I recommend you download this guide right here. This is going to be what you need to install or to create any sort of plugin you want for Claude. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe to this video. It's really helpful for me. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.